Jai Opetaia continues his domination in the cruiserweight division by brutally dismantling David Nika. I want to talk about the fight and what's next for Jai Opetaia. Let's dive in. First of all, before I get started in the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that tuned into the live stream. It was the best live stream I've done so far, the biggest live stream I've done so far, and it wouldn't have been as good as it was without everyone tuning in and all the great comments. It was a classic. So thank you everyone, and I look forward to my next live stream. Jai Opetaia now moves to 27-0 with 21 knockouts after that brutal knockout over David Nika. The fight was not the most textbook for Jai Opetaia, but it was definitely an entertaining fight. The first round was just brutal, and both guys they just wanted to kill each other. It was a good first round, and it wasn't very technical, but it was definitely entertaining. Moving into the second round, both guys I think hurt each other in that second round. Jai Opetaia through I think the middle stages of that round or towards the end, and then David Nika hurting Jai Opetaia right towards the end. I think with the straight right hand, had Jai Opetaia on steady legs a bit, but got through it. And then the next round, Jai Opetaia just started to slowly work down David Nika, and just with brutal shots, and I think that's when David Nika started to lose some of his energy. You could just tell that his output was not the same from the first two rounds, and was taking some punishment and some accurate shots from Jai Opetaia. So Jai Opetaia was slowly starting to break him down. And then by the fourth round, that first initial knockdown, followed by the last brutal knockdown with that vicious left hook. Just from those accumulative shots, and then just finishing with that left hook. It was a heavy left hook, and David Nika was just open for it as he was leaning on the ropes. There was obviously a lot of concern for David Nika, but he eventually got to his feet and very unsteadily got back to his dressing room with help from his cornerman. And Jai Opetaia walks away with another win and another KO to his record. So what's next for Jai Opetaia? So Jai Opetaia called out Ramirez at the end of the fight. That's who he wants next. So he's mentioned that he wants a unification fight, and that's what he's after, and ultimately undisputed. And this is what I've mentioned in the past, is that his ultimate goal has to be undisputed, and that's what he has mentioned that it is. So it is the right path. Eddie Hearn did have a bit to say about Jai Opetaia's future and where it could potentially go, and in the talks was Alexander Usyk. And Eddie Hearn thinks that Jai Opetaia could potentially fight Alexander Usyk within 12 to 18 months at heavyweight. So that would be an interesting path if Jai Opetaia is able to win all those fights leading up to that Alexander Usyk fight, obviously. But ultimately, the goal for Jai Opetaia is unification, then followed by undisputed. So Zurdo Ramirez looks like that could be potentially happening, probably around the 3rd of May, 2025. So keep your ears open for that. But as I mentioned in the live stream, I think for Jai to even consider Alexander Usyk, he has to get undisputed in the cruiserweight division. And then he's pretty much following the same path that Alexander Usyk went in terms of getting undisputed at cruiserweight and then moving up to the heavyweight division to eventually become undisputed at heavyweight. And for me, I think it'd be more enticing for Alexander Usyk to move down to cruiserweight and fight Jai Opetaia, if he has undisputed at that time, to fight whoever has the undisputed at cruiserweight, to be a 2-time undisputed cruiserweight champion. But it's more beneficial or a better path for Jai Opetaia if he actually moves up to heavyweight and becomes a 2-division undisputed champion. So I think there'll be a bit of conflict there, because there has been talk of Alexander Usyk potentially moving back down to cruiserweight. So that'll complicate things a little bit. So we'll just wait and see what happens with that in the future. But as mentioned, ultimate goal is unification, followed by undisputed at cruiserweight, and go from there. All Jai Opetaia has to keep on doing is winning. Well, his whole pro career, that's what he's been doing. But lately he's been doing that in devastating fashion with mostly KOs. That's all I got. Just want to give a quick update on the thoughts on the recent Jai Opetaia fight and where he could potentially be going in the near future. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning into the live stream. Leave your thoughts below on the whole fight, potential future of Jai, and until next time, peace out.
Myths in boxing, highlight real mean. Front row seats to the blow by blow scene.